Hello everyone, this is Helbo and today we're here for quite a special video. As you might know if you're following me on Twitter and Discord, I said I was gonna be pulling for Yinlin and her weapon. But today, before actually pulling for her a couple of hours before, I changed my mind. I made a new announcement saying that in the end I will not be pulling for her, and in this video I'm going to be explaining you why I changed my mind and why I won't be pulling for Yinlin in 5 reasons. Reason 1, it's going to be pretty basic and it's essentially design. I just don't like her design. Ever since we first saw her on the first release from Kuro Games, I've just never been a fan of her design, whether it's from before she got like the small design rework that she got or even after. I was just never a fan of her, you know. She was just not my type of characters, but I will get back more into this in the third point. The second reason why I'm not pulling for Yinlin is because she's, at least as of now, she's only good in one team. That team is being played with Cal Shadow, and although I did a showcase on him, I do not enjoy playing Cal Shadow. For those of you who have been following me for a while now, you know that I've actually had him on the CBT2 and I was actually enjoying playing him, and I was really hyped about it because I was like, out of all the standard character, he's the one that I wanted the most, right? Obviously he looked like Sephiroth, he's like a really cool character with white long hair, so he has everything that I like in a male character. So I was really hyped about it, but after playing him for the entirety of CBT2, I just wasn't that much into it. His gameplay, I feel, is obviously repetitive, but we can say this for a lot of characters, but it just felt more, I don't want to say annoying, but at the same time it just wasn't enjoyable for me to play him in the end. Now keep in mind that all of this is purely subjective because this is obviously what I think about the character, what I like, and my reasons personally as to why I'm not pulling for her. But Cal Shadow was just not my type of character. I thought it was. I enjoyed playing him during CBT2, but around the end I was like, no more please. I got him now on the final release, but I still do not enjoy playing him. So playing a team in which Yinlin is only good with Cal Shadow is just not going to be fun for me. I'm going to be missing out on making content on Yinlin, but I do not want to be pulling for a character I'm not going to enjoy. But once again, I will be getting back on this in a later reason. The third reason is going to be, well, personal preferences. Like I said in the first point, design, but this one is more personal preferences. You see, what I'm looking in a character, when I'm looking at a character, is essentially, do I find it cool? When I'm looking at it, am I like, this is cool, or like, this is badass, like I'm impressed by it? And I don't want to be, wow, that's a hot character. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not really into mommy characters, right? Essentially not into characters that are being sexualized. Like Yinlin is not the worst character being sexualized, but she's by far the character in the game right now that is sexualized the most. And in any game, I'm just not into those type of characters. I don't mind if it's like a character that has like a mommy vibe, but I just don't like when the character is sexualized. Once again, personal preferences. But for me, I prefer looking at a character like, for example, Jian or Chinzi or Changli, for example, again, and I'm like, they look so freaking cool. Like, I want them in my box, I want them in my teams, I want to be playing them, I want to be able to make showcase about them. While Yinlin, if I would have just pulled for her, sure, I would have got the character, I would have made maybe like 1, 2 or 3 videos about her, but that's pretty much it. I never would have touched the character again, and it just would have been a waste for me on the long run. So I just didn't want to go for it for those 2 reasons. I just don't like her being a character that's sexualized, and at the same time I'm just not a fan of Cal Shadow's gameplay anymore. So this is just not for me. Sure, Cal Shadow is strong, Yinlin is making him even stronger, but I just want to have fun when I'm playing a game. I don't really care that much about being like fully on meta and stuff like that. I just want to have fun and pull for characters that I actually like and I know I'm going to enjoy. The 4th reason is simply because of the gameplay. You see, what I like in a character is, am I going to be spending time in the rotation on that character? Sure, you have supports, right? Verena usually just go and you quick swap on her just until you trigger the echo skill, you get the ultimate, you get the healing done, and then you go back. But that's essentially what you're going to be doing with a support. But Yinlin, 1, she's a 5-star, and 2, she's a quick swap sub DPS. Sure, you can play her more as a main DPS, or you can even use her more in your rotation, you don't necessarily have to actually be doing a quick swap with that character. But this is essentially what you're going to want to do if you're playing her with Cashero, because most of the damage is going to be done by Cashero. And what I like on a character is if I can actually have the feeling of fighting with that character. Now, of course, this is part of a team. You have the character that is here for dealing the most damage, the main DPS, the sub DPS, and then the support. Obviously, I do understand that, but when it comes to 5-star, if I go for sub DPS, it's really going to be because I like the design. Even though it's a quick swap, I also like the animations, I like the gameplay, and I just look at the character and I'm like, yes, this is like, we have a saying in French, it's pretty much saying coup de cœur, and essentially it means that you have love at first sight, I guess you can say. You see the character and you just instantly on the character and you're like, this is the character I want, this is the character I want to pull for, this is the character I want to spend my asteroid on, and you just want to get that character, you just want to own it. And I just don't have that feeling with Yinlin. And on the sub DPS character, when it's a 5-star for Yinlin, I would just rather go for a 4-star. Sure, the 4-star options for Cashero are not as good as the 5-star Yinlin for him, but I would just rather stick on a 4-star and save for other characters. Now, the fifth reason is that while I am a content creator and make content, I'm obviously not big enough right now to freely pull on every single character that are going to be coming out. So I do have to make choices on the characters that I want to pull. And a character that I, one, don't like design-wise, and two, don't like gameplay-wise, is just not a good investment for me. I'm just going to end up regretting pulling for her, and it's just not going to be worth it for me. So this is essentially the fifth reason. We have other characters that have been announced for 1.1, Jinji and Chengli. I am a complete fan of both of their designs and the characters that they are. Obviously, we know a bit about Jinji from the 1.0 story quest, and I'm just a complete fan of both characters. So I already know that I want to have them. Those are the two characters that I want to spend my asteroid on, and not Yinlin. So in the end, I just prefer skipping Yinlin. I do not like her design, I do not like her gameplay, and I just love Jinji and Chengli, and that way I know that by pulling them both and their weapons, I will be able to make lots of content on them, and at the same time enjoying the content that I'm producing and playing those characters. So this is essentially the reasons why I'm not pulling for Yinlin. Once again, this is all purely subjective. I just personally do not like Yinlin on multiple levels, but if you do like Yinlin and you're going to be using her on different teams, you can also try to alternate with different teams. But if you do want to pull for Yinlin, then go for it. Don't let my video make you change your mind if you were already set on pulling for her. This is just my personal preferences, and it's just how it's gonna be. I'm just gonna be pulling for characters that I like, unless someday I become a bigger content creator and I can afford technically to be pulling for other characters, but as of now, it's not something I can do. So I will just be skipping Yinlin and I will be pulling for Jinji and Chengli. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit me of just ranting about why I'm not pulling for Yinlin, because I did wanted to explain it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. You can also follow me on my social media. I have a Twitter, a TikTok, and also a Discord server with active members, so feel free to come and check it out. We'll be really pleased to be welcoming you in the community. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.